लाल की जय, राधा रानी की जय, श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे सोचना ही साधना है, सोचना ही साधना है, गोविंद राधे बार बार सोचना ही हरि के मिला दे। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। This morning I told you Jagat Guru Tam Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu, who was only the fifth original Jagat Guru and supreme amongst the five, wrote many books, divine books, for the benefit of the world. One of the books that he wrote, divine books, was Radha Govind Geet, containing 11,000 111 dohas, couplets. Recently, Jagat Guru Kripalu Parishad, organization founded by Jagat Guru Tam Kripalu Mahaprabhu, has been given challenges to devotees. So far, 6 challenge has been given, where devotees will sing these verses. Simple verses are chosen from those 11,111 verses. A challenge is given to devotees, they sing and they win wonderful prizes. So number 6 challenge recently was given and this verse I just sang was number 1 on the challenge. The literal meaning for all the verses are given, but just literal meaning alone does not give us full benefit. I told you this 11,111 verses in Radha Govind Gate contains all the divine philosophies of all the Vedic scriptures, the Vedas, Puran, Mahabharat, Ramayana, Gita, etc. And all the divine pastimes of Sri Radha, Krishna, the gopis, the cowherds, etc. Being written by a divine entity, divine descension, Bhakti Yoga Rasa Avatar. So these verses are filled with infinite philosophy, infinite bliss. In one verse, so much is there. Literally, I told you the meaning this morning. Sochna hi sadhana hai, Govind Radhe. Sochna, thinking. Thinking alone, he is the true sadhana, spiritual exercise. और बार बार सोचना ही हरि ते मिला दे. By thinking again and again, we will ultimately attain God, Radha Krishna. I told you this morning the reason is that the mind alone is the performer of the action. God knows only our thoughts and ideas, not the physical action. Man eva manushyanam karnam bandhamokshayoho. Brahma Bindu Upanishad, 2nd mantra. The Vedas say the mind alone is the cause of bondage as well as liberation. God knows only our thoughts and ideas. Only. And rewards or punishes us accordingly. Whether we are doing puja, havan, jap, chanting the name of God in the bead, tapasya, austerities, bhajan, kirtan, pilgrimage, tirth, whatever. If the mind is not involved, then it's just physical drill, vyayam. Only when the mind is involved is this bhakti, or we are doing spiritual activity. Then we'll get benefit. I went in detail this morning. We continuing, I told you, most famous, there are many types of bhakti. 9 types, 10 types, 24 types, 36 types, etc. Many types. But most famous is Naudha Bhakti. as described by Prahlad, Bhakta Prahlad to his father Hiranyakashipu in Bhagavad Mahapuran. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Bandhanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. Bhagavad Mahapuran 7 Canto 5th chapter 23rd verse. Hiranyakashipu had asked Prahlad after he returned from the ashram of the Gurus, what do you consider to be the greatest knowledge you have acquired from your Gurus? And Prahlad quoted this ninefold devotion and said to Hiranyakashipu, my dear father, worshipping Shri Krishna in this nine form, I consider to be the highest knowledge. I'll just go through briefly. Shravanam, listening to divine philosophy from a divine saint. Kirtanam, chanting the divine glories, name, etc. of the Lord with devotion. Smaranam, lovingly remembering. Smaran means to remember, to think. Lovingly remembering, meditating on the divine form of the Lord, remembering His virtues, etc. Pada Sevanam, worshipping the lotus feet of the Lord. Archanam, worshipping an image of the Lord through puja. Bandhanam, prostrating before an image before God. Dasyam, realizing that I am the soul, we are soul, Atma, we are not the body, and the soul is an eternal servant of Shri Krishna. Sakhyam, again realizing that Shri Krishna alone is our eternal friend. And Atma Nivedanam, offering everything unto the Lord. Now Dha Bhakti. Then I told you, once Shaunakadik, Shaunak and other rishis and munis gathered in Naimisaranya, listening to the great saint Sutaji Maharaj, said to Sutaji Maharaj, this age of Kali Yuga is fast approaching. In the age of Kali Yuga, people's age is very small, Alpa Ayu, Alpa Buddhi, their memory is very short, very quickly we forget. Everything is very bad in Kali Yuga. So tell something in short, whereby the souls in Kali Yuga will be able to attain the aim of God realization, the ultimate aim of life. This question also Parikshit asked Parikshit Maharaj asked to Sukdev ji, Shukdev Paramhans. Shukdev answered and said, Tasma Sarvatmana Rajan Haris Sarvatra Sarvada Shrotavya Kititavyascha Smartavyo Bhagavan Ninam. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 2nd Canto, 2nd chapter, 36th verse. Shukdev ji, Surji Maharaj is saying the same thing to Shaunakadik. And Shukdev Paramhans is saying the same thing to Parikshit, Raja Parikshit. Just do these three. This is the most important. Shrotavya means Shravanam, listening to divine philosophy of God given by a divine saint, true Guru. Kirtavya, chanting the divine name, glories, etc. of the Lord. And Smartavya, Smaranam, lovingly meditating on the form, virtues, etc. of the Lord. These three are most important. So Naudha Bhakti is most famous. Naudha Bhakti. Out of that ninefold, three are most important. According to Bhagavad Mahapuran, etc. Shravanam, listen to the divine philosophy given by a divine saint. Kirtanam, chanting the divine glories, name, etc. of the Lord with love, devotion. And Smaranam, lovingly meditating on the form of the Lord, virtues, etc. These three are recommended by Jagat Guru Tam Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu also. Even in these three, one is most important. In all the bhakti, whether it could be 100,000 type of bhakti, 9 is most famous. Sabse prasiddha hai. In these 9, 3 are most important. 3 are very important. And even in these 3, 1 is the most important. That is Smaranam. Gaurang Mahaprabhu, descension of Radha Krishna in the 15th century in Navadvip in India, he says, Maner Smaran Pran. Smaran Bhakti, lovingly meditating on the form, Roop Dhyan. Roop means form, Dhyan means meditation, meditate. Lovingly meditating on the form of God, His virtues, etc., is the life of all bhakti. Look, understand a different way. This body we have, this body belongs to us. It's a material thing. Panch Mahabhut se bane hai. It's made of 5 elements. Kshiti jal pavak gagana samira panch rachit yaha adham sarira. This body we have, body belongs to us. Again and again, remember, we are not the body. Whatever belongs to us cannot be us. Just as we say, my house, my moruka, but we never say I am the house, I am the moruka. In the same way, my body, my head is hurting me, my body is paining, my finger got cut, so my body. So body belongs to me. We are not the body. This ignorance of not knowing who we are. We've forgotten we are the soul, Atma. From beginningless time. Dva suparna sayuja sakhaya samanam priksham parikasva jate tayuranya pipalam swadat nashnan nanyo abhichakashiti. Shvetashvatara Upanishad, chapter 4, verse 6. The exact translation of this Ved mantra is given in Bhagavad Mahapuran. Bhagwan Krishna says to Uddhav, Suparna vetau sadvishau sakhayau yadichayatau kritanidau cha vrikshe ekastayu khadati pippalana manyo niranno pibalena bhuyat. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 11th canto, 11th chapter, 6th verse. Bhagwan Krishna is saying to Uddhav, exact translation of the Ved mantra. There is a tree, Briksh. On the tree, there are two birds, two pakshi. Baithe hai, they sit in two birds. One bird is Paramatma, Bhagavan, Shri Krishna. And one bird is Jivatma, individual soul, we people. One bird has turned the back to the other bird. The position of the two birds are like this. One bird has turned the back from big and endless time. Jivatma, the individual soul. So these two birds are sitting in our heart. One bird, the one is turned the back. Jivatma, the individual soul, is eaten the bitter fruits of the tree. The tree has fruits, but the fruits are very bitter. It only gives pain and suffering. Is suffering. The other bird is sitting behind Bhagavan. Does not disturb. Keeps looking and taking note. And keeps hoping this foolish child of mine is looking for happiness where it cannot be found. And happiness is right here. All he has to do is right about turn, left about turn. Sanmukta. So, these two birds are sitting in our heart. Bhagavan, Shri Krishna is sitting in our heart, God, and we also. The tree is the world, and the fruits on the tree are the people and objects of the world. Because of ignorance, having forgotten we are the soul Atma, identifying with the physical body, we have been searching for happiness in the world from beginning and last time. But instead of getting happiness, we only get pain and suffering. And we keep rotating in 8.4 million forms of life. Akar chari lakh chaurasi yoni bhramat yah jeev avinasi. Bhagwan Shri Ram is given a lecture. Once he called everyone in Ayodhya and he gave a lecture. 11,000 years, once he gave a lecture. He said many wonderful things. Here he is saying, the Jivatma, the individual soul, is Avinashi, eternal, indestructible, beginningless. But it keeps rotating in 8.4 million forms of life because of ignorance, because of being attached to the material world. Wherever we attach, that's what we're going to attain after we die. We'll hear more about that. So, from beginningless time, हमने भगवान को बहिर्मुख किया. We have turned our backs to God from beginningless time. Haven't forgotten that we are the soul Atma, Maya took hold of us. That ignorance. And Maya has given a good beating to us. And still we don't learn. Khub pitai. We're getting such a beating. The same person and thing, we're looking for happiness. Instead of getting happiness, we end up getting pain and suffering. Do we learn? One saint describes the position of us, the individual soul, in this way. He says there's a stray dog, avara kutta, very hungry, stray dog. A person shows a dry piece of roti, bread, to that dog, the stray dog, and it runs, wagging the tail. And when it comes, the person takes a stick and hits the dog really hard. And the dog screams and barks and cries in pain and runs away and looks from a distance angrily growling at the person. Again he shows the dry piece of bread, roti. Again the dog comes running with the tail wagging. Again he hits it. Again it runs away. In pain, growling, looks angrily. But again if he shows the dry piece of roti bread, again it comes wagging. This is our position. Our condition. Exactly. It is said, there's a saying, that if a cat were to drink hot milk and the mouth gets burnt, garam doodh, the cat doesn't know the milk is hot, puts the mouth and gets burnt, that cat learns. The next time the cat goes to drink milk, even though it may be chach, buttermilk, which is always cold, the cat will blow before drinking. It has learned a lesson. We have never learned anything. We keep getting beaten in the world, pain and suffering. Yet do we learn? The scripture says, just as moth, there's an insect called a moth, is attracted by light, flame. Just as moth haul themselves into the flame of fire and die, in the same way, we keep throwing ourselves into sensual pleasures, looking for happiness. In this way, we go on till crippled and cheated, we die. We don't learn anything. We want happiness. It's our nature. Being a fraction of happiness, it's our nature to want happiness. But we've always been looking in the wrong place from beginningless time. To want happiness is not wrong. We are a fraction of happiness. Ishvara ansha jiva avinashi chetana amala sahaj sukha rasi mamaevansho jivaloke jiva bhutah sanatana. Chapter 15 verse 7 Gita, Shri Krishna says the individual souls are eternal part, Sanatan, eternal fraction of Him. And who is Shri Krishna? Rase Vaisara Sagvam Hevayam Labdhva Nandi Bhavati. Taittiriya Upanishad chapter 2 verse 7. The Vedas say Shri Krishna is Ras, bliss, Sukh, happiness. Whether we say happiness or we say Shri Krishna, God, these are two names for one and the same entity. So Shri Krishna is happiness, and we are eternal fractions of Shri Krishna. And it's a natural law that every part, every fraction has a natural love for the whole and wants to become one with it. That's why we keep looking for happiness. We are eternal fraction of happiness. All rivers naturally flow to the ocean, being a fraction of the ocean. All flames of fire naturally rises upward, being a fraction of the sun. So, it's our nature. But, because of the ignorance, haven't forgotten we are soul, Atma, identifying with the physical, material body, made of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air and space. This body is material. It's not who we are. So we look for happiness in the material world from beginningless time. Thinking again and again, we get attached. We fall in love. We get addicted. And we attain that for which we fall in love. The mind gets attached. How do we get attached? And how we can change this attachment? We'll hear in the next lecture. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Srimad Sadguru Sarkar ki jai. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe.